What's up, drummers? Garrett with San Diego Drum Academy here. I want to talk to y'all about a groove and a paradiddle based fill I like to use with some of my students to help them open up their paradiddles across the kit. So it's an 8th note based groove. We'll have 8th notes on the hi-hat. We'll have the snare on 2 and 4. We'll have the kick drum on 1, 3, and then the and of 3. And then we'll have a set of paradiddles, one right hand, one left hand, and then a paradiddle right-handed. And then we'll have an accent in the right hand, and then a crash with the left, backed up with a kick drum. So, paradiddles. What is a paradiddle? We've talked about that before. We've got some videos here you can check out that go into that in detail. Essentially, it's an accent with some taps, different sticking. So there's a lot of different kinds of paradiddles. There's paradiddle inversions. You can change the sticking. There's paradiddles. There's paradiddle diddle diddles. There's paradiddle diddle. There's all kinds. Okay, so we're going to talk about 2 today: the traditional single paradiddle, and then the paradiddle diddle. Okay, which is literally just a paradiddle with an extra diddle on the other hand. So let me explain. We have a right-handed paradiddle, which is just right, left, right, right. So we have an accent in the right hand, tap in the left, and then the diddle, 2 taps in the right. So paradiddle. And then we have the same thing on the left hand, paradiddle, left, right, left, left. Okay? And then right after that, we have what's called a paradiddle diddle. We're going to use the right hand for this, so the accent will be on the right hand. That's how we know if it's a right hand or a left hand, which hand starts and has the accent, okay? So, right, left, right, right, left, left. Okay, so paradiddle diddle. Okay, and then we're going to have an accent in the right hand, and then a crash with a kick drum. We're going to spread that around the kit. So we're going to have the accents on the rack tom and the floor tom. Okay? So it's going to sound like this. So, during that last paradiddle diddle, we're going to also do what's called a crescendo. Meaning we get louder as we do it. The groove is going to sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 We're going to play that groove for 2 bars. On the second bar, on the and of 4, we'll open that hi-hat just as I did. Right after that and of 4 begins our fill. Starts on 1 with that first right-handed paradiddle, accent on the rag tom, and then some grace notes on the snare. Starts on 1. So we should be able to count this too. Let's do that together. The fill, starting on the 1 with the right-handed paradiddle. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Okay, so the confusing part comes in on that paradiddle diddle. 4 starts on, I believe, the second diddle. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So 2 8th notes for that last accent right after that paradiddle diddle. Okay? So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Okay? So again, 8th note groove, kick snare hi-hat, 2 bars, opening up the hi-hat on the end of 4, a 1 bar fill using 2 single paradiddles, a paradiddle diddle with the crescendo during, then that accent, and then the crash and the kick. Now, if y'all notice, that crash and kick lands on the 1 of the groove. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. Okay? What that means is, on the right hand, we're not going to start that groove on the 1. We're going to start it on the and of 1. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay? So, let's run through this a couple times so you guys get the feel of it. Use this groove and this fill. Grill. Just made a word. Drum vocabulary 101. Use this to grow your paradiddles around the kit. And you know, guys, if you think this is super easy, let's focus on the details. Okay? I see a lot of drummers doing their paradiddles. No dynamics at all. What we want is to have those grace notes on the snare to be grace notes, not accents. While you're doing this, focus on using that wax on movement for the accents. I don't want to see y'all going up to the rag tom and just bending your wrist like this. We want to get a good whip, right? For those accents. Now, on those single paradiddles, the paradiddle, the is when you begin to anticipate for the next accent. Let me explain. Paradiddle, paradiddle, right, left, 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 left. Okay? And we use that whip motion. If you notice on the paradiddle diddle, because of that extra diddle, the sticking doesn't alternate. It's just right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, left. Because you have those other diddles. So with a single paradiddle, it goes from right-handed paradiddle to left-handed paradiddle, back and forth. Okay? But on a paradiddle diddle, it doesn't do that. Because we have that extra diddle, so it stays in whatever hand that you started on. Exercise that I like to do in drum corps is using a paradiddle, single, to split up those paradiddle diddles. So what we can do is, starting on the right hand, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, single, and that'll switch you to the left-handed paradiddle diddles. Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. I usually do 3 paradiddle diddles and then split it up with 1 single and just, you know, focus on dynamics, subdividing those 16th notes, and just continually going faster. You should always be using a metronome, just slowly increasing it by 5 BPM at a time. You know, start up like this. You know, just increase it. All right, y'all. If you're in San Diego, you know the drill. You want to take some drum lessons with some pros, check us out at San Diego Drumacademy.com. That's where you can book your first lesson. Have a good day, y'all. Keep drumming.